Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. This is a new presentation from www.central-mosque.com and the Humble Heart YouTube channel. It is the 34th episode of the Making Sense series, and after a long time, I'm going to discuss about Pakistan. The reason I didn't because it's an ever-changing situation, so I just wanted to stop and talk about somewhere where I believe to be an inflection point. And I think we have reached an inflection point. So, what is going on? This presentation might be a little bit longer than usual, so bear with me because I need to paint the picture and connect the dots as I see them, inshallah. So, today on May 18, 2023, there are more than 7,500 people in jail. There have been abductions, forced confessions, where you see on social media people are saying, we under the influence of this person or that person, we made a mistake, etc., and we relent and repent from it. There have been tortures, deaths, shootings. There are many, many videos, and I don't want to, how it is very sad, but I don't want to concentrate on those videos where you can see disabled women being dragged from wheelchairs, women being beaten up, manhandled, etc. Children, minor children, 6-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old being arrested, beaten, homes ransacked, bedrooms being ransacked where, husband and wife are there and the police breaks into it. It is just an atrocious situation. And it is bad. It's very bad. And let me tell you something. Everything that's happening in Pakistan, the Western media, the Western governments, they talk about human rights abuses, on a minor scale. In Pakistan, it is happening on a massive scale, and it can be easily verified. There are clips and not a single peep. In fact, Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, said it's Pakistan's internal matter. When Britain jumps into, and talks about every single thing on earth. So a lot of Western media, I would say, is not covering much of this stuff, but things are bad, particularly on the front of women and children. It is very bad. So who's in charge? So all of this stuff that's happening in Pakistan, it is not possible without the complicit, explicit, overt doing of the Pakistani military, particularly the army. So who's in charge of Pakistani army at this time? So this is the previous person, General Kabar Bajwa, who retired last year. And this is the existing army chief, and his name is Asim Munir Shah. And he was appointed 2 days after he retired. So basically, there are some serious question marks as to how this guy who actually retired before the date of next appointment came in got to be where he is today. There are some serious question marks about this person. So what happens in this a tradition in Pakistan Army that your colleagues, your contemporaries, they actually give you a nickname. So his nickname when he was a major was the Deceiver. That was the nickname that the people, his contemporaries, gave him. There's some serious problems with this person on a few fronts. Number one, he was obviously, as I said, appointed after he retired. Number two, this person is a Shia. There is no problems, and I'm not discussing this from a sectarian Shia Sunni point of view. I'm making a completely different point. There are lots and lots of officers in Pakistan Army which are Shia. That's not a problem. But this person masquerades as a Sunni. Okay, he goes out of his way to actually present himself as a Sunni when he's a Shia, and he presents himself as a Hafiz of Quran. A few years ago, when he was appointed, when he was the head of ISI, Pakistan's ISI, he actually went and had a tangle with the Iranian government. And again, what people mistook that as is because this person is Sunni, and that's the reason why he's having a difference of opinions with the Iranians. And then he was also positioned in Saudi Arabia. So once again, people thought he's a Sunni. He is not. This person is a Shia, masquerading as a Sunni, masquerading as a Hafiz of Quran. He's been an average soldier, but he's always been at the right place at the right time. And that's the reason for his success. More about him later. There are 5 or 6 generals in the Pakistan Army who are directly responsible for this situation that Pakistan finds itself, and we will talk about it a little bit later as to why. Number one is the Chief of Army Staff, this person right here, General Asim Munir. Then this is the head of Pakistan ISI, General Nadeem Anjum. This is General Muhammad Saeed, who is the Chief of General Staff. He basically works directly under the Chief of Army Staff. Then you have Major General Faisal Nasir, Major General Rashid Nasir, Brigadier Rashid Nasir. So these are some of the generals who are directly in charge of all of the human right abuses and stuff going on. This person right here, General Muhammad Saeed, rumor has it that he's trying to extricate himself from this situation and trying to walk away, but he's not been given a path. He's not been given the chance to be able to do that. Nobody knows if there's any reality to this situation or not. No military crackdown is possible without a propaganda master. And this propaganda master, he is comes from the engineering course. So that's highly unusual for him to be able to do that. And he basically stands in front of the camera, gives briefings around, around the military and what is happening and so on, and parrots the lies and propagandas that has been given by his masters. It's a highly and once again very unusual appointment. Comes from the electrical and mechanical core of engineering. So he's not from the direct fighting arms of the Pakistan military. Who are these dirty and corrupt politicians that are all around this setup? Now, these politicians by themselves do not have the power, do not have the authority to actually plan, execute, and deliver the kind of brutal crackdown and human rights abuses which are happening in Pakistan. So this is Nawaz Sharif, the ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan. This is his brother and the current Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif. Maryam Nawaz, she is Nawaz Sharif's daughter. This is Hamza Nawaz. He is the current Prime Minister's son. This is Zardari. This is Bilawal Bhutto, who is the current Foreign Minister of Pakistan, his son. And this is Maulana Fazlur-Rahman. This is the cabal of the dirty and corrupt politicians that have formed an alliance called the PDM, Pakistan Democratic Party. So, and there are many other leaders whose pictures I've not given here. They come from various spectrums and various sides of the political opinion, right, left, center, etc. But they all seem to have ganged up with the military against one man, Imran Khan. Here I want to take some time to talk about this particular person because a lot of people who listen to my blog come from a religious background. So they talk about Maulana Fazlur-Rahman. So he's indeed a Maulana. His father was a Maulana. And he is in a particularly unique position where he's exploiting the levers of power to insert his family members, immediate family members, into positions of power within Pakistan. So this is Maulana Asad Mahmood, his son. And right now he's the chairman of the Standing Committee of Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony. That's his son right here. This is Maulana Lutfur Rahman, his brother. Until very recently, a few months ago, he was the leader of opposition in the KP province of Pakistan, which is primarily the Pashtuns of Pakistan. This is his other brother, Maulana Ataur Rahman, who is currently a senator. This is Haji Ghulam Ali, and his son Fayaz Ali is married to Maulana's daughter, and he is the current governor of the KP province, which is primarily where the Pashtuns are, and which is basically the power base of Imran Khan. So his tentacles, this is his immediate family whose links can be verified. His tentacles go way beyond it. How a Maulana is able to do that, Allah Ta'ala knows best. So this cabal which is around Imran Khan is the army, the paramilitary forces, the Rangers, police, I should say, sorry, there's a typo here, the media, the politicians, the scholars, the judges, the experts. Some of these, and I regularly listen to some of these scholars. A lot of them, they directly spew venom against Imran Khan, and the ones who don't, they keep saying all parties should sit down on one table and negotiate. So on one hand, so Imran Khan is not, beyond reproach. Imran Khan is not sinless. Imran Khan is not mistakeless. He makes mistakes. However, the degree here that others are into corruption, nepotism, etc., Imran Khan is nowhere near it. So just to say that, hey, treat all parties equal, they should sit down and negotiate is nonsense, because what Allah tells us in the Quran as Muslims is to stand by the truth, stand by with haqq. And here we can clearly see one party, who is better than the other, way better than the other, and this is where Imran Khan comes in. So When we look at this superficially, and a lot of people present this analysis as to why is this going on, and the superficial analysis they present is the previous army chief, which is General Qamar Bajwa, wanted an extension in his tenure. So he was granted one extension by Imran Khan. So typically, the chief of army staff in Pakistan is assigned for 3 years. Imran Khan granted him one extension, so that became 6 years. He wanted a third one, which would have been 9 years, and that's the reason why he conspired against Imran Khan, because he wanted the next cabal of politicians, because they were corrupt, to be controlled and brought in. So people are saying the army, or not the army, but specific generals are against Imran Khan because this guy wanted an extension and he conspired to remove Imran Khan and brought the other party in so he can get an extension. The current army chief, General Asim Munir, who I talked about previously, what they're saying is he was removed from one of the postings, and he believes that it was in the tenure of Imran Khan and during the rule of Imran Khan, and he personally took it as an insult, and he wants a revenge, and that's why he's doing it. So that's a superficial analysis. That one, the previous general, he wanted extension, he couldn't get it, so he appointed his right hand man, who's also against Imran Khan, to go against Imran Khan and to strengthen the cabal, the forces which are against Imran Khan. But I believe this to be superficial analysis, because there's no way that one particular general and then the second one that comes along can cause this much chaos. So we need to look at this a little bit deeper as to what is going on here. Why are all of these parties against Imran Khan and his incoming government? So this is my opinion, and you can disagree with that. So the first are the politicians and the corrupt people. So all of those politicians and corrupt people, during Imran Khan's government, he had put in some steps, let's say baby steps, to actually fight these corrupt politicians who have basically robbed Pakistan for the last 70 years. Their generations, their families have robbed Pakistan. So they had no choice but to revolt, get into the government, change the laws of corruptions, change the laws of accountability so they can escape the law. So that's their skin in the game. Why are they in the game? Religious people like Maulana Fazlur-Rahman and other scholars who constantly spew venom against Imran Khan, they had created a hegemony and control over people. Recently, people affiliated with Maulana Fazlur-Rahman marched on the capital of Islamabad a few days ago. They broke the gates of the Supreme Court. These are basically students and staff from the madrasa, from the Darul Uloom system, who basically Maulana controls in large numbers across Pakistan. What Imran Khan has done is Imran Khan first of all has wiped them from power in KP province, which is the Pashtun dominant province, and where their hegemony and control is effectively ended for the last 10 years. So, and also throughout greater Pakistan, people are able to see that, hold on, you are all religious people, you're scholars, you should be talking from the point of view of supporting the truth. So their hegemony and control is in danger. So that's the second party that's part of this cabal of politicians and corrupt. Then you have secular and pro-democracy people. So in Pakistan, large funding from the Western countries, America and so on, is given to all of these non-governmental organizations, personnel, to actually promote secular laws, LGBT stuff, pro-democracy slogans and stuff. And people can also see through that that what is the brutal crackdown that's happening on Imran Khan's people. Not a single one of them is raising any voice or slogans against them. So they are losing space. Their hegemony and control is also ended. So once again, they are going with all of these politicians, cabals, religious leaders, just to save their control over the country. Then you have police and paramilitary, which are on the orders of the army. One thing that I've missed here is the media. So media is being paid massive amounts through government ads, through government subsidies, through government perks, to actually talk against Imran Khan and to hide the brutal human rights abuses which is happening. Now, what is the reason for the army or the generals of the army or the top leadership of the army, which is basically 5 or 6 generals on top? Why are they doing that? This isn't, in my opinion, this isn't about as simple as, somebody wanted an extension or somebody got, removed from a post, so they are angry about it. No. Pakistan Army has and always been pro USA and pro-West. And what Imran Khan was doing is he was aligning Pakistan's foreign policy to be neutral, or at least have a look at the benefits of Pakistan and not simply bow down to whatever perspectives and opinions the West has. The army tried to realign itself to the West. When the war in Ukraine happened, the army general broke protocol against the policy of Pakistan. Pakistan government wanted to be neutral, but he basically, spoke against Russia and spoke against the Russian attack in Ukraine. So in the beginning, the army tried to realign itself to the West, and this could have been at the behest or at the pushing of America. While the realignment was happening, they ousted Imran Khan. They brought all these corrupt politicians into power. Another aspect was that Imran Khan, what he was trying to do subtly, was for the last 70 years, Pakistan is being ruled by the military cabal. But most of Pakistan has been ruled by these. Most of Pakistan's age has been ruled by this military cabal, and they were losing their control and power over Pakistan. That's also one of the factors. Perks and privileges. When you get promoted, particularly from brigadier to major general, from major general to lieutenant general, from lieutenant general to general, you get massive amount of perks, land, benefits. So they live a privileged life. All these generals, they live the privileged life. So also coming of Imran Khan and trying to introduce rule of law is also a danger to the hegemony. All of these combined together, but when they ousted Imran Khan, there's been some very serious human rights abuses, particularly the murder of one of the journalists, Arshad Sharif. And I think at this time, these generals, they fear the consequences. They fear that if Imran Khan comes to power, and even if any independent judicial committee or is set up to investigate these crimes against humanity, there will be consequences against them. So it may have started out with a simple exercise of trying to realign Pakistan, trying to repivot Pakistan to the Western, side. But at this time, they are doubling down because of the fear of consequences and accountability. It is really, that's the reason for that, and not as superficial as some make it out to be. Some of these politicians have actually visceral hate Imran Khan. So politicians disagree with each other all the time. So you go to any country, even America, you look at Turkey, you look at Britain, you look at anywhere, and politicians disagree with each other. But there's a difference between disagreement and absolute visceral hate. The person who symbolizes that is Maulana Fazlur-Rahman. Some of the things he says or endorses or people or direct members of his party say against Imran Khan is just absolute visceral hate. So he clearly said Imran Khan is a Jewish agent, Zionist agent. He uses this word interchangeably. So in English, when we talk about it, we make a distinction between being Jewish and Zionist. Him and his party uses those words interchangeably. Sometimes they say Jewish, sometimes they say Zionist. He also says, and his party also says that Imran Khan is an illegitimate child of his parent. They talk bad about his mother. He says Imran Khan has illegitimate children, more than people know about. He says Imran Khan encouraged debauchery, illicit activities, and particularly they keep talking about women in Imran Khan's party, that they support Imran Khan because illicit activities and debauchery and immoral activities are encouraged by Imran Khan in his parties. In his party, meaning political activities. When they do a political activity of any kind, debauchery is actually practiced and encouraged. Some of the things that come out of his mouth are basically visceral hate. And a lot of people contact me from Pakistan, and they talk about and they are Deobandi. Maulana Fazlur-Rahman is Deobandi, and they said we're Deobandis, but things that are being said do not make any sense. And they are absolutely right. If you can understand Urdu, some of the things he says about the women is just pure, it is un-Islamic. Some of the things that his party says against the wife of his Imran Khan, who wears a niqab, is un-Islamic. So I've had these discussions on WhatsApp with even scholars, and I said, look, how can you talk in Islam? How can you talk about someone's wife, particularly when she's in niqab? You have no direct access to this information. How can you continuously talk about it? So there's nothing for it but visceral hatred. And it goes beyond the fact that Maulana Fazlur-Rahman and his family used to be prominent in the politics of the KP province of Pakistan, where the Pashtuns rule and have ruled for decades. Imran Khan has basically upended it and ended their rule into that province. But something goes beyond that, and that's the reason why he talks about it. I don't know why he's got so much hate. The second is this Maryam Nawaz. She's the daughter of the ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif, who is presently an absconder from the Pakistani court system in London. So she also, the words that come out of her mouth are pure visceral hate. It's not a political disagreement. So he said Imran Khan is a terrorist, Imran Khan is illegitimate, Imran Khan and his party needs to be eliminated, hunted like dogs, that kind of stuff. Those are the words that actually come out of her mouth. So this woman is a narcissist, an absolute narcissist, and the way she says things is just pure visceral hate. The third is the current army chief of Pakistan. This person, who was appointed 2 days after retirement, who's a Shia masquerading as a Sunni and a Hafiz of Quran, Asim Munir. Few days ago, he addressed, some soldiers and officers in Sialkot, in a province of, in a city of Pakistan, and these are the words that actually came out of his mouth. He said Imran Khan raped the army on May 9th, 2023. It was our 9/11. He said Imran Khan's like Gorbachev and wants to break Pakistan. Imran Khan's corrupt. He says social media hatred towards us is fake. So if you look at social media scene in Pakistan, there is, overwhelming, I would say overwhelming support for Imran Khan and overwhelming hatred towards the actions of the army. I'm not saying overwhelming hatred towards the army, towards the actions of the army. Then a large number of veterans of Pakistan army are openly supporting Imran Khan, and he used those words. He goes, veterans supporting Imran Khan are bastards. And he said, I will lead the war against Imran Khan and I will crush him and I will fight this war to the end. Those who witnessed his speech, they're saying he was livid. He was livid with anger, and he basically raved and ranted for 2 hours like this, statements like this. So this is absolute visceral hatred this person has towards Imran Khan. One of the reasons could be that Imran Khan has clearly taken his name and given it to the international media. However, I have never heard of any army chief talking like that. So, in such a uncouth, unsophisticated language openly. But despite what he's saying, what is the ground reality of the army and of the people of Pakistan? There is public hatred against politicians. That is known. The middle class of Pakistan is decimated because in the past 13-14 months, the economy has been decimated. 75 million plus people now live below the poverty line in Pakistan. Medicines, which are crucial, are disappearing. When it comes to the army, as I talked about, the generals, they have perks, they get benefits for being promoted. However, a large number of the non-commissioned officers, junior commissioned officers, and also officers colonel and below are struggling to survive on their pay. There's backlash against the military and their actions. What used to happen in Pakistan for the last few years, if you witness the Pakistani social media scene, is there were thousands of voluntary social media youngsters, men and women, who used to defend Pakistan, defend the actions of Pakistani military against India and everybody else voluntarily. So there was a large army. So the army didn't have to spend that kind of money for them to be defended. That has basically stopped. All of these people, a large number of them, and they clearly say that. If you look at their Twitter profile, Facebook profile, Instagram profile, from just, 18 months ago, for years they've been defending the actions of Pakistan. What happened when India, tried to send a couple of fighter jets to Pakistan. All of this stuff has simply stopped because people are realizing now the reality of the existence of Pakistan is the military has pretty much ruled Pakistan for most of the existence of Pakistan. And the separation of Pakistan, until 1971, Pakistan used to be one country, which was West Pakistan, which is the current Pakistan, and East Pakistan, which is Bangladesh. And what the military did is they cracked down on the people of today, what we call Bangladesh, and prompting them to seek independence from Pakistan. A large part of that was the attitude, the actions of Pakistan military towards the people of Bangladesh. And they are kind of doing that against Imran Khan and the people who support him today. What they did in 1971, we can see some of it in our lifetime today, the actions of the army. One thing that a lot of people ask for, and I am unable to answer that. They say if you look at these people, you look at Maulana Fazlur-Rahman, you look at Maulana Somro, he's part of the same group. You look at Balighur Rahman, who's the Governor General of, sorry, not the Governor General, the Governor of Punjab. Atta Tarar, who is, member of the current government. You look at them and you see them with beards, you see them following the Sunnah. Like this guy is sticking his middle finger out. You can see it right here. They're saying, why do these people, they have the signs of Sunnah on their face. They are obviously practicing people who follow Islam. They pray. Why are they behaving like this? And to be honest with you, I have no idea. I do not know. Some of the things you hear from scholars, uh, you know, in Pakistan, and the way they are, backing, the current government, or if not backing the current government, they are not with haq. They are not clearly saying that, on one side you have thieves and the other side you have Imran Khan, who is at if you take any metric in the world, Imran Khan is clearly less corrupt than anybody else in Pakistan. Even if you were to believe that, some of the, so he currently has, close to 150 investigations going on by the police. And I cannot explain that. Oh, by Allah, I cannot answer why all these religious people, how do they go to sleep at night, right? Forget Imran Khan. I mean, they are clearly in breach of the principles laid down in the Constitution of Pakistan. They clearly see what is going on. Women, children, old people are being, abused by the military, the paramilitary forces. People are disappearing. How do they talk to their conscience? How do they go to sleep? How do they make prostrate to Allah Ta'ala, knowing well what's going on in the country? I simply cannot answer that. So what can possibly happen next? How can all of this stuff can stop? There is bitterness and low morale within the army. So from and a lot of our rank and file of the army, active duty army, veterans, they know what the generals are doing, what the few generals on top are doing, and there's bitterness and low morale. So some people say that there's a possibility of a revolt against the current army chief. I am not sure about that. Um, the only way it can happen is there's a council of generals, the corps commanders, and maybe in such a meeting, something comes about where the majority tells this minority, stop. It could happen. And that will be the end of it, because what is happening in Pakistan, the army is clearly behind it. There's no point in the politicians are unable to do things on the scale that's happening in Pakistan. The economy, the Pakistan is effectively bankrupt. There could be a breakdown of civil society. There are lots of guns in the society, and people can turn against the military. That can happen, and oust these few generals which are in power. There'll be public vengeance, something like that. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is on the brink of perhaps firing the government. But even if that happens in the next few weeks, it can only be effective if the army stays neutral. If the army decides to double down, then even if the Supreme Court fires the government, not a lot that can happen. The gridlock, in fact, will get worse. As I thought, linked with the economy and linked with everything else that's happening is civil unrest and blockade. Of Pakistan. Basically the country comes to a halt. That's also one way where the army stops doing what it's doing. And then you have the international influence, China, United States, and Saudi Arabia. They actually stop aid. They publicly call out the actions of the army. That can also happen. So these are all of the worst case scenarios. The easiest scenario which I can think of is this person right here, General Sahir Shamshad Mirza, who is the chairman joint of staff of Pakistan. Him and the head of Air Force and the head of Navy basically oust the General Asim Munir and force him to stop something. That is the peaceful way out of this situation, because this person just a few days ago said he is not going to back down, and he thinks it's a war against Imran Khan. There's no end game in this. He has put the country on a downward spiral, on a collision course. So at this point, that's the only way I see out is this person, General Sahir Shamshad Mirza, and the head of Army and Navy, and amongst the Council of the Corps Commanders of Pakistan, a few of them line up and they kick this person out and stop the army and force the army to become neutral, and then you will see a change within Pakistan. Allah Ta'ala knows best. The last thing I want to say here is people think of Imran Khan as a savior for Pakistan, and they think the day Imran Khan comes, things are going to start to get better. The army is used to ruling Pakistan for over 70 years. They are not gonna let go, even if Imran Khan comes. So do not expect any miracles. However, if Imran Khan comes, and Imran Khan should come because majority of people in Pakistan support him, so it's his democratic right, he should come, but do not expect miracles. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.